I worked for Nick for 2 years. Well, I basically look over everything, over Nick's entire string. I do all the riding with Nick, the training of the horses, and just make sure everything's going the way it should. But mainly with the training of the horses with Nick. Yeah. Coming from the older saddles, we always had sore backs. That was the main thing we noticed with the saddles, is the sore backs. They come back from the game sore right behind where the saddle set and right on the withers. And with the prototype, we found there was no soreness, but with the prototype, we also found a little bit as the tree. We needed to adjust the tree a little bit to actually fit the type of wither. And now with the newer saddles, I mean, they set perfectly on the horse, and we found that 50% of our back problems coming back from each game were due to the saddles, and now we've totally cut that out, and the horse is performing much better. When I warm up before a game, I get on a horse, and before it would take me 2 or 3 minutes almost just to get the horse comfortable enough to go out on a nice, easy canter. Some would be hunched over, some wouldn't even leave the trailer. And now I get on the saddle, and they walk right away. No difference at all getting on. Warming up wise, the horse is so much more fluid, moves so much easier. You can see the shoulder movement in front of you. You can feel the horse ducking rather than scooting around. When Nick turns on the field, if Nick can turn 2 or 3 seconds faster than anyone else, that's giving him an edge on the field that no one else is going to have with other saddles. A horse turning out of the saddle and having the freedom to actually accelerate through it is huge. For one example, in our last game, Doña, our mare Doña, who got best playing pony, ended up running twice from the back of the pack and passing everyone, scoring 2 beautiful goals. And then in the 6-minute mark, 6:15, somewhere around there, when you think, Nick, get off of the horse has got to be dead. Got to be dead. 6.5 minutes into the chukker, blows by everyone, full length of the field, and took the ball past everyone and scored with 15 seconds on the clock. I mean, no one could touch her. No one at all. I mean, the horses are the freedom, the confidence they have to run, knowing that their shoulders, they're not going to be hurting. He's not going to jam them stop because they're free. They feel free. I mean, they look like they're in a paddock. Like the horses, when they run around a paddock, you'll never see a horse move faster than when they're in a paddock, running around for the pure joy of it. And they move the same with Nick on their backs now. Numerous spare holders have come back to the trailer and told me, not for one, that this saddle is the most comfortable thing they've sat in, but the way that they've seen Nick change in the way he plays. He's not so much pulling on the horse. He's not dragging the horse into their turns. The horses are taking him. And they've also told me as they're warming up, they've worked for Nick before. They've sat in his horses before, and every one of them haul everybody around. Everyone. And they've come back and said, wow, these horses are so light. They're just so happy to just be there. They're not running away from the field. They're not shying away from Nick when he's coming to change. Nobody's jumping in the air. Nothing. Nobody's stressed. They're very calm. Other grooms that come in and actually sit in it and think, wow, these saddles are very comfortable. The elephant leather on the side panels is amazing. Everyone says this is amazing. The way they stick in, they don't move at all. I mean, you'll see, coming back from every chukker in a normal saddle, you'll see the saddle probably 2 or 3, 4 inches back from where it started originally with older saddles. Well, that's tightened the breastplate, that's tightened everything on the horse's chest, which is obviously going to restrict their movement, restrict their stride, their turning ability. With this saddle, it's set in one place, which you've accommodated the breastplate around and all of that, so nothing's tight around their chest, nothing's restricting their shoulder movement. We can see obviously that it's giving the horses. I mean, Nick, we had a horse move so it turned so fast in our last game. Nick actually slid off the side and he just said, I couldn't hold on any longer. My horses are moving so fast, my legs were like jelly. I mean, that's amazing. With me being 15 years old, I mean, you think 15 is pushing it to start to keep playing high goal, and this horse is, Nick's had her for a year, and she's now reaching the peak of what she's doing for Nick. I mean, the mare is playing really amazing. And before the saddle, Nick was reluctant to even buy her. She was leapy, she was sore. We got Carlos in. Carlos started doing a lot of work on her, and we've adjusted and this and that. And when the saddles came along, the mare just brightened up. When she won Best Playing Pony as a 15-year-old. I mean, and this isn't a famous mare. This isn't a huge mare that everyone's talked about and this and that. This is just a mare Nick got, decently talented, and it's just come to shine. When I would get on me, she would probably duck down easily 2 or 3 inches lower than where she was originally because of her pain in her shoulders. And then going out, she would be so reluctant to go into a trot, and as soon as you'd get her into a trot, she would kind of leap into a canter, like throwing herself into it because she wasn't comfortable enough to just go straight into it. And now with these saddles, I mean, the mare is amazing. She feels so comfortable. You can see all the way through the tree of the saddle. There's no pressure put on her wither, her back, anything. It's all in the right areas, and the comfort of the saddle is so tight under the horse that it fits the horse like a glove. And it keeps Nick from moving around, keeps Nick from sliding, no jamming on the saddle, jamming into the wither, and that when he's stopping. I mean, with Cha-Cha, like Kelly said with Cha-Cha, towards the end of the season, this mare wouldn't even leave the trailer. She was 1-2 minute in California. She was a 1-2 minute horse and done. We brought her down here. We got her straight in the prototype saddle, and slowly she built confidence. She started playing more. She put 2, 3, 4 minutes. She started breathing, and by the end of it, she was playing the first chucker, coming back out in the 5th, staying for spare in the 6th, and doing it all very happily, with no fight at all. And before, it would take 3 people to get her out of the trailer, and she would be shaking ridiculously. And now it's just I think the confidence in the horse having, it's just the same as the player. If the player doesn't have confidence, the player's not going to perform. And going onto the field, knowing if you have a bad wrist or something as a player, it's going to be on your mind the whole game. It's the same with a horse. When they go on the field, if they're in pain, they're going to be thinking about it. They're going to shy away from where the pain hurts. And to send them on the field without the pain, and for them to know that it's not going to hurt when they come back, is huge for them. With the new Polo Gear Elite saddle, the horses are more free, which means when the horse goes into a stop, the horse doesn't feel, it's going to feel the pain of the stop. It's going to feel the spur in the side. We've alleviated all that. We don't need that anymore. All we need is the basic stop and the go. There's no whip, there's no spur, there's none of that, which is easier on the horse's mind. The horse isn't as stressed. If the horse is stressed out, the horse doesn't breathe properly, the horse holds his breath, you're not going to get that performance out of it. When Nick goes into a play wide open on another man and the ball is backed, if Nick takes a split second longer to turn on that ball than the other guy, he's beat. He's beat on that play, and that's going to change the entire play. It's going to go from a goal-scoring opportunity for Nick to a goal-scoring opportunity for the other team. And to not have that, for Nick to ride into a play knowing I'm going to be able to back that ball and turn around faster than that guy and have the confidence to do that is huge. And I believe that's part of the reason his handicap's gone back up this year, is because of that. Is because of his own confidence in his own horses. Him not having to up the bit because he feels like his horse isn't going to stop going into this play in this game because he's going up against a player who's rated higher than him. He's going to have to perform better and ask more of his horses. He has the confidence in his horses to do it anyway. The horses have steadily gotten better, steadily gotten more confident, and now we're winning best playing ponies, and it's great. The performance of the horses is picked up easily 50-60% on their confidence, I think. From the amount that they've played. I mean, before in California, we were going 2 or 3 minutes per horse. No horse ever played a full chukker. Now I have to scream at Nick to get him off the field, to get him to change.